Hello and welcome back. My name is Daniel. I'm with Steady Slope Marketing, and I'm going to make a quick video on bad backlinks and how to use the Disavow tool. People say that the Disavow tool shouldn't be used ever. That's because Google usually tracks what is spam, and they can understand that a link that you got is not your fault, if that makes sense. Like you didn't buy it or you didn't optimize for it, and it screens through the spam. But I'm going to show you a quick sign that you should use the Disavow tool and how to use it. Here in our SEMrush Backlinks Explorer, we can see one of my clients has a dangerous network graph. If you hover over it, it says your backlink will actually harm other people's profiles. This is a pretty good sign that you should use the Disavow tool. This most likely wasn't his fault. But if you click into here and you can see there's some pages that are linked to each other. So that means that it looks like it's organized, almost as if it's like a pattern. So if we go back into our anchors, here's another way to check if the way that Google sees if it's spam that's on accident or not. Typically the anchor text won't be the same. So if there's one site that's spammy that links to you and it has some random garbage going on, like for example here, light speed SEO advantage for HVAclimate.com, the Xlinko difference, they're not going to pay attention to that. That's just going to get thrown out. But if you can see here, at the very top, we have 51 backlinks with the exact same anchor text. This is something you should look for. So if we click onto the backlinks and you look at what they are, you can see just a bunch of garbage. And especially if they were around the same time frame, Google might think that you organized to get these backlinks, that you thought there was a cheap and easy way to get to the top. And so that's why you're having trouble ranking, or it could be a possible reason. In general, the Disavow tool shouldn't be used if you have a lot of traffic. It's only when you see that you aren't able to get traffic and you notice things like this where you have a bunch of trashy links that are organized in your backlink profile. If you're ranking well, or if you're ranking at all, I would say the 100 plus keywords, I don't think there's a, how do you say, hindrance from your backlink profile, or that you should use the Disavow tool, because that Google actually hides it. I'll show you over here how to find it. You can't find it in Google Search Console, even though it's a part of it. Disavow tool, and you have to select a property. You can't use a domain property. You have to use the leading HTTPS or HTTP. And then right here, you can upload a disavow list, which is typically a TXT file, as you can see here. Oh, actually, it only requires a TXT file. So I'm going to come back with the full file, and I'll show you how to upload it. A quick thing I want to point out, when I was making the list, I found a link that looked not suspicious, actually looked good. And so when I entered the site, I look at it, it works, doesn't look too crazy. I mean, the images look a bit spammy, but then the way you know that you should disavow it or not is when you look into the network graph on SEMrush and you see suspicious, there's just no point of keeping it around if it looks suspicious. So I'm going to disavow it, and we're going to focus on building better links in the future, and I'll cut back to when we're fully done. So here we go. We got our list uploaded. There's about 98 domains that have been disavowed, which is quite a bit. But in terms of the time frame, it says around 30 days or so before you see any difference in your rankings. And this is exactly what I saw in another website that I had. So if people tell you, oh, disavowing doesn't work, it's possible, right? 30 days, that's if something happens, but it could be 90 days, 180 days. Google can take however long they want. You also want to make sure everything else you have covered. This is probably one of your last steps to do, depending on how much knowledge about SEO you have. You want to have, optimized content, good structure, no broken links. Go into Google Search Console, make sure everything's good. Do a SEMrush audit, make sure everything's good. Make sure you have meta descriptions, title tags, H1s, all that kind of stuff before you go and make changes like these, thinking that it's going to solve your problem. This is not a get rank quick scheme. This is something that is more like a fix, if that makes sense. And I'll show you the other website what I'm talking about. Here's an example of a client's website that actually benefited from a disavow tool the most. This is one of my first clients, and after a while of trying to rank him, I would say like a month or two, there was absolutely no differences, and I was really stuck because I did everything I could. And then I finally went into the backlink profile and found a lot of the matching anchor text backlinks from very bad domains. You'd click into them, there'd be very bad stuff going on, like casino gambling. You'll see it all the time when you talk to a webmaster. They'll say that they won't post you if you talk about gambling, or if you talk about adult content, or if you talk about anything illegal. And so if you look into a backlink and you see any of that, no matter what, you should disavow them, or at least you should ask for them to remove you. And so right around this time frame, as you can see here, is when it started to finally pick up in impressions. And I'll show you over here in the disavow tool. Right October 1st is when I submitted it. And as you can see here, right around that time frame, about 30 days or so after I submitted it, then we started to actually get the rankings back. And it says in the disavow tool, it takes about 30 days for it to start working. Fortunately for me, it did take around 30 days, but it could take longer for you. And it's also not guaranteed, especially if the rest of your site isn't optimized or already done, how do you say, more or less good. How I would check is go through Google Search Console, make sure you have no indexing problems, and then go into SEMrush and do an audit, make sure you don't have any errors there, and then move on to the disavow tool. As you can see, since then, the domain has been performing quite well. It's about 173 organic keywords and about 336 organic traffic. That's actually not true as well. Earlier in a video, I said that the estimations were off. We had about 800 plus new organic users in the past 30 days. And so it's just estimating how many people are clicking, where you're getting them from. That's estimating off your rankings. I do want to point out here, you will have a backlink audit in SEMrush, and it will say that you have a high toxicity score. After you do the disavow, you still have to go in and go to the audit tool down here. You'll see backlink audit. When you click into backlink audit, let me show you. Click over here from overview into audit itself, and you'll see some actions down here. When you click onto the action, you hover, it says move to disavow list. When you do this, make sure you're actually moving it to the disavow list each time. Then you will start cleaning that up, and then your SEMrush audit will show that it's cleaner. And so when you get new ones, you can actually see that you're getting new ones. Go back and fix it. Things to look for: if you notice, you see spikes or big drops in traffic, it could also be that someone is trying to do this against you, or on accident there's a group of these domains, there's a webmaster that controls all of them, and he just chose a specific domain anchor text or an anchor text to link to your domain, and that's why you're seeing this bad backlink profile. One last thing I'll mention before ending this video off is that disavowing bad backlinks is a good first step, but if you don't build good backlinks at the same time, you also may not see a difference in rankings. For example, if you disavow all 50 of your 50 current domains, you're going to have 0 domains left. So the way that I check to see if a domain is good before trying to acquire it is I go into SEMrush's backlink analytics tool. I enter the domain. You want to make sure it's the root domain. Sometimes it auto goes to the subfolder. Just give it just a moment here. And here you go. You'll see that this network graph is healthy. It has a 29 authority score. It has 5.5K monthly visitors. It looks good. Things I like to look for: monthly visitors and organic traffic. Even if it says that it's healthy and it has a high authority score, if it has, let's say, under 500 but over 15 authority score, somewhere around that ballpark, I wouldn't want to get that backlink. Typically, what happened was that domain started selling backlinks, and because of that, it dropped in traffic, or it dropped in traffic, and because it dropped in traffic, it started selling domains. And it's a downward slope that you're going to get sucked into, and you might waste your money or time trying to get that backlink. One other thing to look for is the difference between referring domains and outbound domains. This means that how many domains are linking to this website and how many websites is this linking to. And I would say, as long as the ratio isn't too extreme, I would still go with it. But for example, if it had 1,000 referring domains but then 100,000 outbound domains, What that is just a link farm, and you should stay away from that. Otherwise, good luck with your journey, and if you have any questions, post them in the comments below, or make sure to reach out to me at steadysoapmarketing.com. I have 30-minute free consultations Monday through Saturday, and I also have a form you can fill out with any questions you have.